a fellow lawnmower. He has more than a handful of degrees. And then he is an authority on the development of human potential and personal effectiveness. Mel from Emotion has had a lot of great things to say, so let's give him our attention.
Glad to be in front of you guys today. Good day to all of you guys. Oh, what's that honor? I want to ask you, how many of you have ever used a green card? Yeah, green card. So this is so funny for me. And 4 years ago when I came to the United States, so I was so excited. And because back in my home country, I had never used it. They looked at you, you don't have money in your account. But I'm still confident because I knew I just had money in the card, in the bank. I just created the account and I had money inside. So I told her, no, try it again. She swiped the card again and looked at me. I said, can you check to make sure I just open this account and there's money inside? She said, I can look at the card and I can tell you what's wrong. So she took the card, you know, you can look the code or something. She walked on the computer and told me that this card had not yet been activated. I said, okay, what do I do? She said, call the number behind. So I stepped back and I called the 1-800 number. Like, I got so really excited and I did not even activate the card because of because it was my first time having it. So I stepped back, I called the 1-800 number. They activated the card and I told her, swipe the card. She swiped the card and it went through. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, the problem with most of us in life is not because we are not great, it's because we have not yet activated our greatness. We can have a lot of things in us, but unless we activate that greatness, it's not going to take us anywhere. A lot of potential, a lot of talent, and I want to tell you something about me. I'm not here to give a bunch of information now. I believe that if information could change people's life, everybody will skip rich. Now that's the truth. And because how information works is the application of information that changes people's situation. It's not just the information. So I'm here today to just share you guys stuff that have worked for me in my life, and people who can use it in their life, then that is good. If it's in your organization, then that is great, because this is where I started. When we talk about my life, I started off in Ambianda, Cameroon, West Africa. It's a small country, and where I was growing up, I didn't see a lot of people who are pursuing greatness. I didn't see people who were so satisfied with where they were born and the situation that they were born in. And being born in that country, it was terrible for me at the start because I was born with raw legs. They call it curved legs. I don't know if any of you guys know about curved legs. So my legs used to be like this. I couldn't really walk very well. That was little. And when you have curved legs, the normal thing with people is it gets finished at a certain age. But my curved leg took so long, even when I was in high school. And you know high school, many people want to fancy, want to hang around with friends. But my legs was like this, ladies and gentlemen. So when I walk into a room, people laugh at me. People use me, and my country is known for soccer. So we love to play soccer, and people used to laugh at me that I can't play soccer because of the ball, it just passed through my leg. So I became like a rejected student in school. Not only that, at the age of like 12, I had severe pimples. Like my face were all bumped all around my face. And you know high school kids, people started thinking that it was contagious. So when I come to school, when I enter class, people shit. So I became really avoided. Everybody avoided me. That led me to severe depression and emotional distress. I went one time to my mom. I didn't want to do anything again. Life was really not working. I was so mad. My education was going down. At the time of writing my GCE, that is like at the exam you need to write to go to the next level. I said I don't want to do anything again no more in life because I was staying in the dormitory, and in the dormitory they give us food every night. When I take my food and I see the people around me, that when they're eating, they see me, they cannot die. hard. I don't know if you've been in those type of situations in high school. People where they want to be around people instead, they are kicking me out. How do you study? How do you study? That made me not even knowing how to explain what's going on. Because when I come to my mom, I can't even tell her how people are avoiding me in school. They'll keep telling me, go to school. And when I walk into school, people are first on my legs, to my face, and then they just reject me. Then when I open my mouth, people tell me, you don't have anything to say. That made me, I was quiet for a lot of time in my high school. Until one time, I was reading something that they dropped us, because in our country we take a lot of taxi. I don't know if you see the yellow cap there, we take a lot of taxi, it takes us everywhere. So I was in the drive inside the taxi, and the taxi was telling me something about physics, the law of motion, and it stated that for every action, there's an equal reaction. I didn't really get that. I went back and I sat, and I thought about it. As a young person in school, why people are rejecting me? There are two decisions that I need to make. Do I accept this decision as it is? Or do I find something that can bring people across me? And I kept struggling just like that, and I had my degree in civil engineering, FA. That was like I've completed high school. And I completed high school. The day I completed high school, people went to the board looking at my name. Did I pass? Because I had stopped school, just staying at home and reading. People had avoided me so much. And when I finished high school, there was one decision that I made myself, that I was born to speak. Because people had told me all my life, I cannot talk. Anything I say is not God. And I said no. For like a couple of years, 3 to 4 years, I stayed without talking to people. I just walk into the class and I sit and I go. When I open my mouth, people leave. When I talk, people leave. So I made a decision myself that I want to talk, I want to do more. And that is where I read something that I said the two most important moments in our life are the moment we are born and the moment we realize why we are born. I don't care about whatever someone do in this life. People not really sat down and thought about why you are born. There's a lot of things that are gonna come your way. You're gonna always ask yourself, why this? Why this challenge? Why this stress? Why all these things going on? So but when I had that decision in myself, I dreamt of a life beyond living in Cameroon. I just walked up one day with my mom and told my mom that all my high school life, people have told me I can't speak, I can't be around them, no friends, I was lonely, distress, loneliness. And there's something inside me, there's a voice inside me saying that I was born to help a lot of people. I don't know yet. There's a dream that I had today. I want to travel out of this country. And my mom said, you've been sitting quiet, people we thought you don't like any of us because you have not been talking with us. So I explained to my mom what was the reason about that, and that I want to travel. And I started making my research, and I finally had an opportunity to travel to the United States of America in 2004, for the 2011. And I came to this country because it's a country full of opportunities. And at first, people didn't really believe that I would be here. Because when I went to my, it's so funny when I went to the interview at, because you need a visa to come to the US. When I went to the visa interview, you required $42,000 bank statement for them to accept your visa to come to school. So I had a visa, I had a student accept that letter. And my bank statement was $2,000. So the lady I called asked me that, the requirement shows for something you bring it to 2,000. I just sat quiet. I looked at her like the only reason she was born was to give me that visa. Just like that. And she said, are you sure you know what you're doing? That was when I told the lady about myself. It doesn't happen often. When they ask you a question, you need to answer the question. I said, Mora, Mom, all my life, this is what I've been going through. And I want to go to the United States to come back and help young people who judge people's physical appearance, who do not see the outside or the inside. I believe one day I'm going to be a voice for young people in my country. I believe one day I'm going to help a lot of people. And she just looked at me, it's like, I've not seen this often, I'm going to give you a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, true story, that lady accepted me, and I traveled in 2011, and I came here in America with my pockets empty, but full of dreams and goals. I was full of dreams and goals, and I was in Maryland in Silver Spring. So when I came here in 2011, the first job I had was working at the State House of Assemblies, Maryland General Assembly, Washington, D.C. So I came here. So funny, I registered at Ironic Community College. And in that community college, I was so determined not to be in that same position where I was back in high school where people rejected me. So I made up my mind that I must produce stuff. So I went to the admission office and I told the lady that, do they have African students here? She said yes. She said, I want to go to the association. When I went to that association, they were about to vote for their new elected people. The first time I went to them, I went in that room and they asked me to say my name. When I got up, I said a speech on my name. And everybody said, we don't need no more president. That is our president. Because of my voice, because of what I said. And as I became that, from that day, the club had 36 members. Within 2 months, that club had 217 members. When you find something in you, when you got to go to that point in life that, I want to do this, I've had it. That is when a lot of things kicks off for me. So I began talking with people, and I said what I wanted to do in life. And finally, I met a lady called Melissa Rose. And Melissa Rose used to work in the Maryland General Assembly, and she told me an opportunity to work there. She told me that the application deadline is due. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when somebody always tell you no, it doesn't mean no. It just means try again. Because I've grown up, I've had a lot of rejection. So I know no has to be my vital. So I went to that state house and I told the lady that I really want to be here because I want to be involved with policy. I have a dream to go back and help my country. I want to know how to run America and policy and stuff. And just like that, she just fell in love with what I said. And she put me to start working at the state house. Every single day my life was either going to the governor's office or to fixing their tables and all that. One good thing that I made in the Maryland General Assembly that they had not seen is the culture. Now, what people didn't really used to do is they come in, they just sit and they walk. But I brought something different, positive atmosphere. Anytime I come here, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? That's how I used to feel every day when I come in, positive. But they didn't really see it. So one day, one lady called me, babe. You don't understand why every time you come here, you're so feeling happy, like you don't have any problem. I told the lady that if you look about what is going on around the world, during that time, there was a massive plane crash. I told her that every single day that we are alive is a miracle. If you want to hear my story, I'll tell you. She said, yes, let me hear your story. So I told her about the things I've gone through, and I told her that I want to live the life of happiness. Because today is guaranteed, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Tomorrow we don't know if we're going to be here. So that's why I had to be that positive, bringing that people happiness, to know why they do what they do, joyful at what they do. Because they don't know tomorrow. Today is certain, tomorrow is not certain. So when I was making them feeling good about what they do, they just loved me and they started helping me. Sometimes sending me to the governor's office to meet the governor O'Malley, and I was so happy about that. When people wanted me to be around them because I created that atmosphere around them to know why they do what they do, and to understand that every single thing you do, giving your best. So every time I come to work, I was very early. Sometimes I'll take the transportation, the metro train. I'll be there at 7, just wait. And I'll come there, do my best, get off, and then love me because I was giving my best. And that has helped me so much because that has helped me so much because of something that people don't practice so much in life, which is called happiness. A lot of people don't practice that. Now this picture you see, there was a man who had worked for an employer for about 10 years. And he was ready to retire. He was an old man. For 10 years he had worked, and he said, I'm ready to retire. And he said, you worked for me for 10 years. Can you just be one more house before you retire? And she said, I don't want to do it. But anyway, I'll take the contract. So he took the contract. 4 materials was used. He didn't engage the right skill. He cut the plan on his own himself. He did all those things. The contract that used to take him 6 months, he finished in 3.5 months. So when he finished, he went back to his employer. I'm finished. And the man said, you finished? Oh, that is good job. Well, you know what? The house belongs to you. That is a present from me to you. And the guy was shocked because he had not engaged the right workers. Only if he had known that the house belongs to you. It's called giving your best at all times. When you made up your mind that any single thing you do, I'll give my best at all times, that helps you build who you are as a person. Your integrity. Whatever you say that I'm doing this. If I leave my house today, that I'm going to work, I know I'm giving my best. If I leave today that I'm going to meet this friend, I know I'm giving my best. If I open my mouth that I'm going to work on this project with you, I know I'm giving my best. It's because of who you are. And because I gave people who I was at the Maryland General Assembly. One lady came up one time and asked me, what do you really want me to do for you? I told her that, well, I want to meet the president of America. She was like, whoa, you want to meet the president? I said, yes, I really want to meet the president of America. She said, okay, I'll make that happen. She took me and I met one of the persons that works with the White House relations to the Maryland Assembly. Hey, I want to meet this young man. You have to train to meet the president of America. And we really love him in the office. But Mr. Rose recommended her, even though the application was due, but we had good things that she has done. Then he said, okay, I have your name, fine. One day I was inside the train and I had a phone call calling me. Hey, Mr. Bako, the president will be at Prince George Community College for a summit on energy. I would like you to be one of the one planning that and make up the president. Do you know why? Integrity. Because they know me. When they, in the state house, ladies and gentlemen, I will need sometimes I have not eaten. But when I walk in the building, how you doing, Bako? Super fantastic. Super. So people forgot my name, but they were calling me super fantastic. And in life, you know you don't have to only give the word, you must be the word. So when I started giving that super fantastic, I had to start acting super fantastic. That helped build me as the best. So when someone says super fantastic, they don't need to see me the next moment crawling and stuff. I have to make like I'm always happy. So that lady, when she talked with me, she introduced that on the phone, and then she was finishing the call. She said, good luck, Mr. Super Fantastic. That's how she, and ladies and gentlemen, this was an event that I planned with the president. I was the one that took him from the car to the summit, met, discussed. It was a wonderful moment for me as a young person. That all my life people have told me how I was nobody. Growing up, I could not speak. And behind the backstage, I walked up to President Barack Obama. I'll never forget that moment in my life. I walked up, I told him that, Mr. President, a lot of people, when they meet you, they want to take pictures with you. But I want to ask you, what can someone learn from you that if he practices, it's going to help him and help the community? He looked at me and said, never be afraid. That was his message. We shook hands and I left. So funny, that is how I am. I shake and I never even told him thank you. I shook hands. That remained in my mind for a long time during that week. The first person I told to call was the lady that helped me get me the connection. But the Melissa Rose. Say, hey, Miss Melissa, thank you so much. May one of my major dreams will come true. And I learned something. I don't really know what it means, but I remember the president told me, never be afraid of the unknown. And if you look about life, many things that we don't do, all the greatness, the card that I showed you, all those things, many people never achieve their greatness in life because of the fear of the unknown. What is the fear of the unknown? It's fear, that fear in us. That people are going to be jealous, people are not going to like us, things is not going to go well. Like when I was young, after people started doing that to me, I became so fearful. I could not talk to people because I knew when I just say, how are you? So I had that fear in me, and that fear was building up. And what is fear? Fear means false expectation appearing real. So because I had that fear, I learned that. And I started asking myself about what is the meaning of that fear. And I came to read about this story just that same year. There was a soldier during a war front. He committed an issue that had to be sentenced. So the person who was in charge told him, I'm not going to sentence you. But there's a big war up there. Nobody knows what is after that war. But you're just going to go there and pass through that war. That's what I'm going to do for you. And he looked at his captain and he said, what is after the war? He said, nobody knows. You either take that, or you'll be shot to death. He looked at the wall so dark. And he said, stab me to death. And they stabbed him to death. Another young soldier came, Captain, what is after that war? He looked, freedom. But many people won't go there because it's honor. Have you ever understood why many people in life, they choose the known hell than the unknown heavens? Many people, they choose to be in their comfort zone. What you doing? The next step is unknown, like the cat. He knew that he either be shot to death, or if he goes out there, he doesn't know what is going to happen. So he chose to die. And because of the fear of that fear of never being afraid of the unknown, because of what I took that, I want to share with you guys some things that I have learned just by putting that statement from Mr. President, thinking about it all the times in my life. Something that I came out with that I believe that has really helped me, and I believe when people take that into effect, it can help them, it can help their corporation, it can help a lot of things in life. That's never been afraid of the unknown. And when we look into that end stands for, in life, you have to understand that that end, no one is going to take better care of your dreams than you. When you understand that fact, if you have a dream, if you have to build a business, if you have to take your business to another level, if you have a job you want to move to it, if you have something to do that you want to do, you need to understand that no one is going to take better care of that dream than you. And then you move to the next one is the B, the bounce back ability. The bounce back ability. When I heard that word, I was going through a lot of things at that time, but I had to bounce back. So you need to have that bounce back ability no matter where you are in life. When you make a decision, when you come to that point that I have had it, there's something in me that I want to do. You need to have that bounce back ability. When you have that bounce back ability, it takes you to the A. And the A is what many people need to focus. It's acknowledge your fear and move into action. So what is your fear? The fear of rejection, the fear of unknown, the fear of people not liking you, the fear of failure. When you acknowledge that fear, what is Bako? I'm afraid people don't want to like me. What is Bako? I'm afraid that people don't want to, things are not going to go the way I'm going to go. When you acknowledge that fear, then you start looking at the benefit. What is the benefit? Personal fulfillment, joy, peace of mind. Then that's when you have to work on it. And But you know that it takes you to what they call the O. And O means only those who attempt ridiculous achieve spectaculous. If you look about everything that's going on around the world, those that have made things big, they have to first do this ridiculous things to achieve these spectacular things. When you know that box in your mind, that takes you to what they call T. And that T is that which we focus on begins to manifest. And that brings our greatness and our commitment. Any single thing we do in this world, when we begin to focus on, no, this is what I want to do. I want to take this so much and focus your energy, your time, your passion, your joy, who you are, it begins to manifest. And from there comes your greatness. And from there comes your commitment. And once you have that commitment, it takes you to the you. And that you is, unless you attempt to do something you have not mastered, you will never go. A lot of people don't go in life because they stay in one place. They don't leave their comfort zone. And how is life made up? Life is made in such a way that if we don't risk, we cannot grow. If we don't grow, we cannot become our best. If we don't become our best, we cannot be happy. And if we cannot be happy, what else is there? What else is there, ladies and gentlemen? So those are the things that have really helped me. And I started investing in some careless things when I was in college, because I saw other people buying shoes and all this stuff. So I'll never forget this. I bought these shoes, $260, and that hurt. So I was happy, you know, college, Maryland, everybody, you come to America, people put it on, they call it a joint. So people put in a joint and stuff. So I bought these shoes, and a friend of mine invited me to a party. So I had these shoes. My favorite color is blue. I had this shoe, you see my blue watch and stuff there. And I went to that party looking all fly, and they stopped me at the door that you can't enter inside. I thought it was my age. And I said, no, I'm 22. At that time I was 22. I showed them my ID. He said, no, this is an all Jordan party, not a night party. Everybody in that party had a Jordan. And I had this shoe. Are you seeing? I had a night shoe I bought $260. They refused me to get into a party. That is an all Jordan shoes party. I left there, I was mad. I didn't know really what I was. It could not resonate in my mind. So during just that same week, how that works is, because I was indoor, I was mad with that my friend that invited me. Because he had a Jordan. And he didn't really understood how things work, and that stopped me, embarrassed me. Just that week I heard about Robert Kiyosaki. And Robert Kiyosaki, most of you guys probably know him. He wrote the book Cash Flow, Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Anybody knows Robert Kiyosaki here? Good. So Robert Kiyosaki is a great financial educator. And he was coming to Maryland. His conference was $1,600 to get inside, to get in the door. That time I had a small Toyota Avalon I had bought. So I came home, I started following that guy. And he was so powerful. And I was reading him, listening to some of the things that he said. And there was a voice inside me that, you can't miss that conference. I looked in my account, I had $17.5. I said, I gotta go to that account. I gotta go to that event. I went outside and I sold my car, put it on credit. I sold my car for $1,300. Then I saw another things again that I had, a radio and something. And I went to that Robert Kiyosaki conference. The moment I entered that conference, my life changed that day. I saw people, professionals, young professionals that I had not seen from Africa, or even when I was going to school here, apart from the State House, I used to see a lot of politicians. I saw business people. And I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki, and he said, many people in life spend their money on liabilities. The things that takes away money from their pocket. Instead of access, things that put in money in their pocket. And he told the secret, he was there with his wife. And the wife came and said, how they make so much money is the fact that they spend money on access and use the cash flow to spend on liability. Oh, I immediately thought of my shoes that I bought, $200 and something, and it was rejected. They talk about a lot of different financial things, about how we can make living, that we can just find out what we love and find out how people can pay us doing that and focus, and it's going to happen. I came back that day in my house. I took all the shoes that I had bought. I had some chains and some shirts. I sold all of them. All from the first tennis shoes that I had, I sold it. Took some and I sent it to my fellow friends in Africa. The money that I had, I decided that day that it's all about investing in myself. Always anything that would intend building me up. So I started reading, I started listening to videos. That helps me because during that period, I heard about Bako. Those are things I did not learn in Africa, and we don't get those type of things back there where I'm coming from. Those resources and those things. So I heard about Bako, and they said, what is the greatest thing that one can learn from you as a billionaire? He said, invest in yourself. So I started investing in myself, and as a result, ladies and gentlemen, within 2012 to 2014, I published my first book entitled Destined to Win in the Game of Life. And the fascinating thing and the joyful thing about this involves a lot of things that I have learned. A lot of the struggles and the informations. The fascinating thing about this book that you see, and this person standing in front of you, it's not because of this book, it's because a country, Cameroon in West Africa, have never before then seen anybody younger than 25 years publish a book. And I became the youngest self-improvement author from Bako. Why? Because I chose to activate that greatness in me and go after it. And I started asking myself, after that, what can I do with this material? I contacted the school that used to pull me out, the young people that used to pull me out, and the lady was so impressed. They were the first people to buy 317 copies of my book in that school. And as I speak with you, Government Technical High School, it uses this book to teach young kids about how to live a life full of potential and not accepting what people say about the surrounding and behind. Focus on what is in here. That gave me so much joy. And I was just sitting one day, they called me from Ghana. Hey, Mr. Bako, we heard about your book and we want to get some copies. Another school in Ghana, an institution in Ghana, bought 719 copies of my book. And they use it in their school. Those two schools made so much great things in my life. And I knew that it's true. Everything we're doing, if we focus on, we can take it to the next level. This was me. I was told at a little age that I don't have anything to say. People rejected sitting in the same table with me. But there was something in here. If I had not focused on this, some students that send me emails today talking about the book and how it's helping their life, they would have lose. Am I right? They would have lose. But because I tapped into that potential, that greatness, that came this result. And these are just some pictures of people that they always send me about the book, how it's helping them, sending me feedbacks to my email. I get a lot of that. And one of the great things that I like also is a friend over there in black. Never met her. She's in Dubai. I got an email one time saying that a friend of mine was visiting America and she went to a conference. She mentioned, we told her about the book. She loved it. We would like to get a copy. They ordered a full box. This is my friend here. He was the one that went down the trip. They ordered a full box of my books and took it to their company. Wow. That made my life. Because you don't get to see that where I'm coming from. And now I become like a little voice for young people about how to tap into your potential, how to use your greatness to the world. We have a lot of great things in us. Like the car that I showed you. If I had not focused on activating that car, there would be nothing. I wouldn't have used that money. And that is how our life is. And because of this, I was invited to speak in Florida in front of millionaires. People making six-figure incomes. I will never forget the day in my life that I spoke there. The CEO of Dead Pro, one of the biggest hotel management companies in Florida. He walked up and gave me a standing applause. And I love you, man. I love your passion. I love what you do. That was me. People told me I could not speak. As a little child, when I opened my mouth, you don't have anything to say. They left around me. Then that voice in me that told me I have something to say. I worked on it day in and day out. I gave my best every single thing that I do. Everywhere I go, I built a culture of positiveness, joy, happiness. And that led me to speak. That also led me also to start speaking to young professionals in different colleges. Recently in August, I got an invitation to speak at the United Nations in front of 500 campus leaders. And if I did not activate my greatness, would I have ever been there? If I did not put in, sometimes I tell people don't bring me in because of any of the things that people believe, but because people who have worked with me sit down and give my best at every single thing that I do. And I want to tell some of you today, anything you're doing, your corporation, your business, wherever you work, there are a lot of you, we all are here today. We don't know tomorrow. Tomorrow you're going to be somewhere. You're going to be somewhere. You're not going to remember her based on what she's doing now. You're going to remember her based on how she makes you feel. So when you give your best at everything, the job you do, the work you do, that is what people are going to remember you for. They called me. I told her my name. She could not recall. But when I said, Mr. Super Fantastic, she said, oh yeah, I remember you. Because the way I made her feel. That's how, if we build things, if we bring those spirit in any corporation, in anything we do, it's going to take things from the next level. Because we live in a world that is full of those types of things. And because of that, that leads to my second book. I wrote in another second book. Because of the things that I do, because of the passion, because of the drive, because I had discovered something in me that people did not discover. And it's so funny because in my second book, I put it, ingredients to uplift your journey. These are things that consist of information of the things that I used to read, how I made corporations, the Maryland General Assembly, everybody coming there to love their job. I'll not forget the lady. She called one time and said, Bako, I would have quit this job, but I'm not, because every day I come to the job when I can smile because of you. At first, her job used to make her sick. It's a big job, they pay her a lot of money. But we spend 9 to 10 hours a day in a job. If we don't build that job in such a way that we can be happy, positiveness, and a culture of a strong family bonding, there are a lot of people who will not tell you inside, but they don't like where they are. But I made her feel that she can go every day to her job, love what she do. And she continued doing that her job, and she's still there today. And because of all those things, ladies and gentlemen, it lead again to my third book. I wrote again another third book. Who is in your ears? Who is in your ears involved my story of who used to be in my ears during the period of my journey. We talk about Robert Kiyosaki. He used to be in my ears. We talk about Les Brown. He used to be in my ears. If you build a business, If you're working on a relationship, if you go to school, no matter what you do, you need to pay close attention to who is in your ears, the messages that is getting into here. The way our mind works is, we become the product of what we're thinking about, and we become the product of those that are around us. And the secret of life is, you become the average of the 5 people you hang around. If you want to build a business from point A to point B, what you need to be focusing is the people that you walk around with. Everybody has that mindset of where they're trying to go. Everybody like what they do. Everybody is bringing their best into their table. And who is in that corporation is. When you feel like you can take a lot of things to the next level. And I kept doing that. Helping people with my book. Sharing that knowledge. A gift because it comes to me easy. Like the 2 most important things in your life. When you are born and when you realize why you are born. And how you realize why you are born is start finding what comes to you easy that comes to other people hard. So these are things that it comes to me, the passion, the gift, you know. So I started developing that, and let me get to my 4th book. Invest in your mindset. Invest in your mindset talks about how whatever we do, this is the engine. If we don't work on this, we don't go anywhere. We continue doing a lot of stuff, but this, when you look at all things that are going on around the world, terrorists and all the stuff, they use these people's mind. Do you know how to train people terrorists? They put you in a door, in a one room, and you listen to something telling you every day that you can't do, you can't do. And after your mind acts like that. So if you put up a mind that I'm going to take this to the next step every day, you want to take that to the next step. And that is just how life works. And I've practiced that so much to the fact that what is behind here, we need to pay attention to that so much. And as a young person, young guy from Africa, from Cameroon, I feel so passionate every day in my life because of what I'm giving to the community, because of what I'm giving to people. Like right here now, this is my passion. I have a background in engineering. This is my passion. I do this because it was given to me. And I talk to people. And I give books to people. I write because it's my passion. If any of you have ever lost someone in your life or visit a graveyard, what you understand is when you see a gravestone, it shows when you were born, 1955 to if you died in 2011, it's going to be put there at 2011. But what people don't understand is that Dutch. Think about that Dutch. They put that Dutch there is, what is your Dutch? What did you do during when you were alive? You were born in 1955, you died in 2000. What did you do in your Dutch? That is more important than all of us need to be focusing. Everything we do, when we give our best, when we give back the things that is in our society, when we give it back to the public, that is what counts so much in life. There was a lady that was in Los Angeles. He had built a successful business. It went up to like $30-something million. And she got one time in the midst of all her employees. And she fell down. They got her out. They called her, what's wrong? She said, I refuse to die an unlived life. I want my life back. They asked her what? She said, all her life she had made so much money. She had a corporation she built until 30-something million. But she was not doing what she was called here to do. I want you to ask yourself, right now, looking in yourself, what are you doing in this world today that you feel proud of? Dr. Howard Turner, the mentor of Martin Luther King Jr., have a saying that the ideal situation of the man and the woman to die is to be on his deathbed with his family all around him, telling him goodbye. But what if on the day on your deathbed, and the ghost of your time, the ghost of your dreams, the ghost of your ideas, your invention, standing beside you saying, we came to you, and only you would have given up life, then now we must die with you. And the question is, if all of us today here die right now, what dies first? What love? What things are not giving it the best shot? What leadership? What book? What talk? What invention? What idea? You have that idea that I can take this company to the next level. You have that idea that I can do this. Why are you not doing it? If you die today, what dies with you? So we need to start thinking about that. Dr. Benjamin Mills was a great leader in Atlanta, 1940-something. He had a knock on the door, and there was a man with a gray hair, and he said, "Come in." The man come in. He said, "Martin Luther King, what are you doing?" He said, "Dr. Benjamin Mills, I want to introduce you to my son, young little 15 years old. He's called Martin Luther King Jr. I didn't come here to beg for school fees or scholarship. I want you to teach my son how to pray." And Dr. Benjamin Mills wrote something that I want to read it. And he said something that is very fascinating, and if all of us practice that, he said, it must be borne in mind that the tragedy of life does not lie not in not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled. It is a calamity to have no goals to reach, no dreams to reach. It is not a disaster to be unable to capture your ideas, but it's a disaster to have no ideas to capture. It is not a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it's a disgrace to have no stars to reach. This means a lot to me, but I don't know if you understand what that means. We all have a lot of stuff we want to do. I can bet a lot of people on that. We have dreams and goals that we want to achieve. It doesn't matter if we don't have it, but the most important thing is we have, and what are we doing with it right now? Let's start thinking about that, because when we look at my life, I don't know if any of you know Les Brown. Anybody know Les Brown? So Les Brown is the world motivational speaker. He gets paid $155,000 to speak for an hour. For an hour. Les Brown was born in a poor building on the floor. When he was 3 to 4 years, he was adopted. He was called retarded. When I heard about this guy's story, it was almost the same like mine. And there was something in me that I had to listen to this guy back in 2013. And ladies and gentlemen, this guy left from being retarded in school to becoming the world's most paid motivational speaker. When you finish, just Google this guy. He gets paid $155,000 to speak for an hour. And not because he speaks like today or tomorrow, like regular. As I speak with you, he's around speaking. And I had a dream of meeting this guy. And whatever we're seeking is also seeking us. And when I had a dream of meeting this guy, just recently, it's so funny. I went to an event that he was there, and I was there, and he made the statement that there's somebody in here that came here to see me. And he came backstage and he helped me. And the room was so funny because you look at us, children so much almost just alike, but I did not know. That's how the world works. What I'm telling you is not magic. It's real. When you start working on your dream, taking your idea and doing that thing, that which we focus on begins to manifest, and that comes our greatness. When we begin to work on that, a lot of doors open because we have greatness in us. We have a lot of potentials that we have been put in this world to do. And because of what we do every single day, we are going to be respected in this world for two reasons. And that's how life works. Your life, my life, is either going to be used, called as an example or a warning when we leave this world. As an example of dreams put to work, invention used, or as a warning of goal not reached, ideas not realized. So look into your life and ask yourself today that, how do you want your life to look? That dream that you have in you, that idea, that thing that is in you, burning every single day. There is something called a radical activating system. It's the fact that, have any of you had the experience where you set up your alarm to get up like 7, and at 6:59 it just rings and you get up, your phone has not yet ring? It's called a radical activating system. It's not. That which we put in our mind, it comes into reality. Before I come here today at 2 a.m., I had a call to call somebody. And as I called her, she said, I was just thinking to call you. What is that? How our mind works. And I've gone so far in studying those things today, studying those things in my life that I put them into work. And the little things that I have in me, I begin to manifest it because I get my best at all time. Passion, the drive, the integrity. Who am I as a person? I was working at a job in Maryland, and every single day when I go to that job, they called me to go and talk to the boss of that job. And I didn't understand that. I felt like they were using me. I was like, but why do I have to go every day and talk to the boss? The guy came back and said, I want to tell you something. The boss told us that anytime you come, you talk to him, you motivate him for his day. I was like, for real? He said, yes. He said he has been running his manufacturing company for so long, and it feels like a refrigerator in his body. Sometimes he just want to drive by his own company. Just get up, drive, just reach his company, just want to drive by. Then when he talks, the way I talk with him, make him understand that this world is to be lived so happily. You build something around you that you love. And most of us know what just happened recently in Paris. Those people are all of us, like us. They die with dreams unfulfilled. Some die with dreams already done, but they did not know when they're going to clock out. If we're sitting here today, we have a dream, we have a business, we have a goal that we want to do. If we don't do it, we're going to regret. No one would have told me 5 to 6 years ago that I would be like this today. In 4 years in this country, I have 2 companies that I've started. I've written 4 books. I've spoken at the UN. I've spoken at 7 different universities. No one would have told me. Born little with conflict. People avoid me. People don't want to eat around where I eat. That I'll be doing what I'm doing today. No one would have told me that. And because I practice integrity for myself, that I'm going to do my best at all single time, that have taken me to where I am today. And I know some people, they have a lot of things they want to do, but they're scared. There have been the fear of rejection, the fear of not making it, the fear of failure. That's what is keeping them from not doing it. And life, what I'll read you all is a story of a man. That man had worked so hard, built his business, a young professional, finished from University of Tampa or something. And he had his beautiful wife, had 6 kids. The you know what they call half made it? Like he was really successful. And just after his last kid, that was like 2 years his birthday, the wife died. And left that man with 6 kids. That man was working so hard every day going to do his business. And one day he was driving and coming back from work. And he saw smoke coming from his house. He drove past him. Stopped at his front house. He saw smoke. He came out from his car and ran close to his house. I said, where are my sons? Where are my sons? And they called his sons. They came out and said, they are at that door. He said, come this way. He said, line up. Line them up, please. And he started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's Jim? Where's Jim? And before he noticed, the little boy was on the second floor of his house. Daddy, help me. Daddy, help me. And he tried to run close to his house. And the fire people stopped him. And they said, you can't go in there. The floor going to the second floor is gone. We're waiting for the next alarm people to come. For a ladder to go help your son. They're going to take your time. He came back. And he shouted, Jimmy, jump. And the little boy on the second floor, but daddy, I can't see. He said, Jimmy, jump. He said, but daddy, there's smoke in my eyes. I can't see. He said, Jimmy, jump. And the little boy trusted the voice of his father. And he jumped. And the father caught him in the arms. Because he trusted the voice of his father without even seeing. God is calling some of us to jump right now. But I can't go nowhere. I don't know how I'm going to do this. People are not going to like me. People are going to reject me. Jump, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you're going to fall. But God has someone that will pick you up. No matter what you want to do, investment project, business, love life, school, anything. Never be afraid of the unknown. It's just like that little boy. He was scared because he can't see. They don't be afraid. Jump. The father would have called him sometimes and maybe he would have had crutches. But he's not going to die. But I leave you guys with that, ladies and gentlemen, that whatever we all have in us, that we want to do, what business, what ideas we want to take things to the next level, we have to understand that we have greatness in us. There's power in us that waits every single day for us to take that to the next level, to bring that life. And if we don't do that, we all want to suffer. Can we all shake hands and say, you have greatness in you? You have greatness in you. Shake your neighbor's hands and tell you have greatness in you. Greatness. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you just see what she just did, that is how I used to do in the State House of Mary. That is what I brought this young guy to the 24 years old. That's what I brought me where I am today. Because I believe that the two most important moments in our life are the moment we are born and the moment we realize where we are born. And when we find out that, we will give our best at everything. And we will put the greatness to reality. It's true that we have greatness in us. Thank you guys so much. And I really appreciate you guys letting me to talk to you guys today. I believe this is my passion. Like I said, I have a background in engineering, but I do this because I believe the universe put me on it to give out some of the things that I've seen and some of where I'm coming from. I was a little guy, people rejected me, so bad. In my high school, I was like the most rejected people. Every day I spent my life inside. front of the school, can't even get into the gate. But I remember one moment in my life that changed my moment in my life when I made up my mind that I would do good in this world. One day I would help people find out the true purpose in life. That's one of my goals now, no matter all the things that I've done, is to help people find out the true sense and begin to live their greatness. Thank you guys so much. And God bless you, God bless your dream, and God bless your journey. I'll take any questions you guys have.
Were you always good at speaking professionally to people? Like on stage, do you get nervous still?
No, I think it's anything you want to do in this world that is fantastic. You gotta be nervous. That is the juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, like when you, it's like when you just, like what I was telling Mr. Sam back there today. There's a story in Africa that every day when a lion wakes up, he knows he must outrun the fastest gazelle or he will starve to death. And every day when the gazelle wakes up, he knows he must outrun the fastest lion or he's going to kill. So the question is, we always got to run. When you start my presentation, you saw a lion. And you see my company here, Bako Ambianda, there's a lion scene. That shows that we have to never be confident, comfort. The lion, when the lion eats, it goes for more. Back into your question, whatever you do in this world, never be in the comfort zone. Always go for more. What the most powerful professional speaker, you gotta make yourself a little bit nervous for the juice, so you walk every day. If you just go to a level that, I got this, I got it, you will not go. So you always gotta use that as the juice to go to the next level. Any other question?
How did you get to Austin?
I got to Austin because when I was in Maryland, and the person that had signed my sponsorship had a stroke. So I was left in my school, I could not pay my fees again and all that. And one time, after I had come back from the conference, from the Kiyosaki conference, I started investing myself. And I said, there's a way to do everything. I was writing my book. So I let know I was not working from 2013. I stayed home. And how I made money. And this is why I knew we have greatness in us. Where I was staying, I registered on Take Lesson. Take Lesson is a guitar instruction company online. So I registered that I'm a professional guitarist, but I only want to teach 1 to 3 years old kids. Because I knew whatever thing I teach them, they will not accept. So I was, people were bringing their 1 to 3 year old kids in my house, and I was teaching them. They were paying me $170 just to teach them for an hour in my house, and I was writing my book for a year. So I made that amount of money, and after I wrote my book, I called one of the ladies that I had met at the General Assembly, and she was so great with what I had done. So she invited me to speak to one of her corporations that she had. And when I spoke there, I met a lady that I had met 4 years ago in Africa. And she was in Europe. So she told me that she's visiting here for a conference. And I told her that I don't go to school, this is just my project that I have. I gave her a copy of my book. She went to Europe and sent me an email that I have an opportunity for you to go to school. She gave for me a sponsorship and a scholarship, and I came to meet her. Based on who am I? She didn't help me because of anything, based on the way she knew how I treat people, the culture I brought around. That's how my life has been built, around what I bring to the table and how they do. So that is how I developed me. And they had, even when I came to Austin, I didn't have nowhere to stay. I had full scholarship, but nowhere to stay. I came here not knowing nobody. Sometimes I speak somewhere, people ask me, what have been the most hardest moment in your life? And the thing I'll tell them about my struggles in Africa now. The hardest moment in my life was a 3-day trip I took from Maryland to Austin. I took a train because I didn't have an ID card that was valid. The ID card I had in Maryland had expired. And within that 3-day trip, I didn't know where I was staying. I had $120 in my pocket. My mind was, where you want to stay in Austin? He said, go back to school, what are you doing? I was really scared. And they reached one point I wanted to turn back. But the trip could not stop. So I reached here during 2014 when South by Southwest was going on, and I stayed at Boston International. I stayed there for about a week. And the lady came one time and said, Bako, there's an event going on called South by Southwest, and all the hotels, all the rooms are full. And I didn't have nowhere to stay. So there's this, if you know, anybody know Boston International, there is a water behind that bench. I slept there for 4 days. And every single 4 days, I was sleep there, I get up in this hostel, looking for my next move. And I when South by Southwest was about to end, they had their end of party after they finished. And people were packing their bag and leaving from, I forgot the name of the hotel. And I called them, hey, I want to share you guys something. And I shared them a story about animals. And I told them that, can you guys help me? And they said, yes. I said, can you give me something for sharing the story? And they gave me $270. And that's the money I used to pay my first house in Austin. That's why that hotel will never tear.
Wow. Perfect.
Any other question? Yes, so again, because of my appreciation of